Into business here this morning, and we are just about a week away from Thanksgiving and some specific challenges coming up as we enter the holiday season. So let's talk about how we tackle, and I got started this week, and a lot of people said, boy, are you nuts?
And it was before we even know you started anything this week.
Wait a minute. Pipe down, Mr. Question Man. Right before. And, you know, I'm going to attempt to navigate this, but holidays create a lot of challenges, Sherry Stoka.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, and I think it's important to just point out, I mean, everyone is so different in how they approach the holidays and how they approach, you know, really coming up with a plan if they're interested in really changing the way that they've always done things. Because, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of it depends also on your health status going into the holidays, you know, because it can be very sabotaging if you're already going in a very unhealthy state. So really, you know, kind of taking a step back and thinking about that before you head into Thanksgiving next week.
Yeah, and I think there's always a battle, and one of the reasons I wanted to start before the holidays is I want to go into this with a better mindset, and not just the fact that, well, it's the holidays, I just eat whatever I want, but now I can go into this and have a plan and, you know, not worry about just, you know, giving up, and I can still enjoy what the holiday brings, but I can do it with a much better mental process, I guess is one way of saying it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, we talk about this all the time. I mean, it's not about depriving ourselves so that, you know, it backfires in the end. I mean, you have to start somewhere. And nobody is here to tell you that, you know, people that like you started the program last week. Nobody is going to tell you that now you have to be miserable during the holidays and you can't enjoy, you know, the pumpkin pie and what have you. It is all about starting somewhere and setting those actionable goals that work for you.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. And as I mentioned, as we've been talking about this week, I started this week on the plan, and I managed to get through day one. And that's a pretty big hurdle, day one, because it's almost kind of like a withdrawal. I don't know, it's a process, and you have to work through it not only mentally but physically as well. Once you get started, so you know, every day I'm hoping becomes easier and easier until you get into the groove, I guess you could say. There's always a tough transition at the beginning.
Absolutely. I mean, everything is a practice, right? I mean, no matter what you do in life, change and requires that adaptability process. And so it is going to be more difficult at the beginning. And I mean, you're exactly right. Unfortunately, food actually is addictive, and it's actually designed to be addictive. So oftentimes, you know, when we're trying to wean people off of certain foods and sugars and Diet Coke and stuff like that, it actually is very similar to pulling people off of drugs because of what it stimulates in the brain, you know, those pleasure centers in the brain, and our food does do that. So it is a process, but it's, you know, anyone can start somewhere,
yeah,
you know,
that's
and
the
just
key.
like you, I mean, it is. I mean, I say it, I sound like a broken record, but it's one thing, you know, just one thing.
The semaglutide program discounts for new members for November and December. Check it out at WayLessMD.com. Sherry Stoka, Southport Plaza, Kenosha. That's where Wayless MD is, and we want to find out more info. How do we go about doing it, Sherry?
Yes, they can call us at 262-226-2046, or our website is waylessmd.com.
That first visit is absolutely free, and it's a great opportunity for you to change your life for the better. She is Sherry Stoka, Wayless MD and Wellness. Sherry, thanks so much. I'm off next week, so have a great Thanksgiving, okay?
You too. Thanks, guys.